So, I am currently at a threshold in my life, I would say, in which it's me or nothing else. It's go big or go home. It's this is what you want. This is what you're gonna get. I am a mother of two, and due to the kind of lifestyle that I've chosen to live these past 5 years, I am still in the care of both of my children. And one is still a minor, as I've spoken about before. But my eldest, she's an adult. She's a full-grown adult. But I'm still responsible for her. I'm still choosing to be responsible for her, while showing the grounded, tough love, so to speak, and supporting her in the moves that she needs and would like to take next, because life is changing, and she's an adult. However, it is very difficult, you know. Everybody doesn't want to take the path of you finish school, the regular schooling, high school, and then you go straight off to college, and that's a path that I myself did not take. It's a path that my daughter, she has not chosen to take that path, although she does have her own plans, but it wasn't a direct path of finish high school and go to college. And my son is about to be 17, and I am talking to him about that as well. And he does not want to, he's not interested in going to college. And I'm fine with that. But he has to think about what he wants to do. So I say all of that to say, parenting is not easy. It's not a straightforward path. There's no rule book, and it is challenging. While I am navigating my path of parenting and letting go as well, I am also balancing the act of knowing when to place myself first, knowing when to give space and back up and grace and compassion. And it's challenging, but it's not difficult for me. And what I've been experiencing right now in this phase is I have some big decisions to make due to the type of future that I envision for myself. And with that, and me being an American citizen living abroad, I have to deal with immigration. And it can be a little annoying because I want the citizenship stability of not having to think about that. Yet and still, when I think about being in America and weighing the pros and cons list that I have without having to deal with immigration status, it doesn't outweigh me dealing with the immigration status. It does not. It really doesn't. And I have to remind myself of that almost every day right now, because I'm at a very pivotal point in which, the opportunities and the possibilities are endless. I'm so much in the dark. I'm in the unknown. I don't know what to do, but I have like a short-term plan. I have a long-term plan, and I'm willing, able to pivot when necessary. Yeah. So I noticed something about myself during this time is when I am worried and or concerned about the mundanity of life, I tend to make really big, radical, expansive choices. And it puts me in this state of what I thought was anxiety. At times it may have been a bit of anxiety as well, but I felt like I was stressing myself out by making big choices. And I also thought that I was stressing myself out by not making a choice and making a choice. But when you make a choice, we have the choice to not make a choice, and that's still making a choice. But I feel very suffocated when I don't make a choice, because that leaves me in victim mode. That leaves me in a victim mentality of feeling stuck. And I don't like that, which is a reason why I never quite fit in when I was living in Harlem, because say what you want, but the majority of people living in Harlem, they're stuck in the mentality of just complain about everything. They complain, and I'm not talking about everybody, but the majority of the people that you will talk to that have subconsciously have chosen to live out the same reality, even though they don't like the reality, they just choose to complain about it and not actually make the big decisions, even the small decisions that are expansive and that will get them out of the reality that they're complaining about all the time. So I've always stuck out like a sore thumb, because not only was I making the smaller and bigger choices to not keep myself in a loop of a victim, my external reality was reflecting that. It may not have been reflecting it right away, but when it did reflect, it reflected. And people don't like that. They don't like growth because it's reflecting back to them that they are not choosing growth for themselves. So again, I'm at this point where excuse me. My daughter is making certain choices that will eventually separate us, lovingly, and I don't know if I want to tag along on that path. I don't think that that's the path for me, and it kind of makes me sad, but it also excites me because, again, my possibilities are so endless, and I am always on the I'm always in the energy of allowing for the universe to show me the magic through me. And this is the point of my video. The universe does do that all the time through my choices, and that's what I've noticed in myself, that I feel it in my chest. It's very expansive. It's like I'm on the edge of expansion. I feel it when I make the decisions, and sometimes, like, immediately I want to like sink and sulk because I feel so unsturdy. I don't feel stable, but that's because I've literally put myself in a I've consciously and intentionally placed myself on a different timeline because of the choices that I've been making. And I made a choice today. I made a choice a few days ago, and I actually foresaw it through today, and I felt the expansion in it. And while I was actually within the choice that I made and receiving it, it just felt right. It felt so right, and I was receiving the exact confirmations that I didn't even know I needed for myself. I think something bit me. So I've noticed that that's a gift that I have. I can feel the energetic pull, and the energetic pull of the weight of the choices that I've made, which places me on a new timeline or a new parallel universe, so to speak. You know, if I don't make these choices, I may or may not be in the same place that I was before making the choice, but the choices are infinite. You know, there's an infinite amount of parallel universes. So, you know, but I can feel it, and it's a testament to how sensitive I am to the universal energies. And I'm just, now that I'm truly aware of this, I am accepting it as a gift, and I have to ground myself in it and embody it, which I feel will allow me to make even more expansive choices to place me within a timeline that I desire, that I truly desire, that already exists, that my higher self is already living out. And yeah. So I just wanted to speak on that because the energies are so heavy. I don't know what I want to do. I know what I want to do, but in the immediate future, I don't know exactly what I want to do and exactly where I want to be, which is actually a good thing. It's not necessarily a terrible thing, because there's so many places on this planet. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. So wherever I can listen to the intuitive nudges and my spirit team and the universe, and letting me know where exactly I'm supposed to be. And I'm actually excited about that. But you know, also what I've been experiencing, because I'm actively making, I've placed myself in a timeline in which I am brave enough, comfortable enough, and to make these choices. And I'm noticing how people become very uncomfortable with that, and it kind of makes me sad. But I don't wallow in the sadness. I feel it, and I continue on. You know, we all have our own journeys, and hopefully they're just the people that I notice that just like the changes that I make, because of the choices that I make, after they get over those feelings and emotions, I pray that it inspires them to actually to actually make the best choices for themselves. It's really hard for me. I was talking with my children about going back to the US, and my daughter, she's so optimistic, and I love that about her. She's like, I have all of these non-negotiables and the cons, and I know for a fact that I would be able to sustain myself within myself going back to the US, most likely not back to New York. I don't want that. I don't want the same thing. However, my daughter, she's like, we spent enough time away and have done the work within ourselves in order to be able to live there again. Maybe, and she said maybe not in New York, and I'm like, definitely. Yeah, something bit me. Oh my gosh. And I was like, yeah, definitely not New York. But I really love that about her, like I said. I don't know. I just don't know. But these are the times when people grow the most, when their life just takes that sudden turn. It's like, oh, I was thinking about actually going back, wherever, and then try to figure it out from there. But then this opportunity came along, and I said, you know what, let me take my last $100 and just enjoy myself and see where it goes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it was an experience. Like, that's the type of life that I am living. Literally, I am. And that's what's making the immediate people around me a bit uncomfortable, because people depend on me. Like, I have people who, besides my children, they depend on me to come to work, and there's only one me, and people do know, they're very aware of that. And if I decide to, when I'm in my spontaneity feeling, people have witnessed it, and they're like, oh shit, like, here she go again. This time she may disappear, because I'm willing to disappear. I am. Like, it's okay to start over. It's okay to live all of it, every single bit of it. So, is it comfortable? Not all the time. Not all the time. And I'm almost 3 years into being an immigrant abroad, and I'm still trying to find my footing in this life that I'm choosing to live. Yeah. And there's actually someone that I watch, Queen Cup, and she's a Jamaican native, but she decided to go back to, she was living in Canada, I don't know for how long, but she decided to go back home and live. And because she hasn't lived there for so long, she had to, it's like immigrating, but back to a place that she grew up in. I believe she grew up in. And she speaks on, at times she speaks on the internal energetic changes that she experiences. She's very good at articulating it by making that type of choice and what comes along with that, and being responsible enough within yourself to hold the vision and just be like, yeah, I feel like this, but I don't want that. And I don't want this, this, and that. So, and because I want this. And it may not be here right now, but I know I can have it because I'm deserving. And my worth is not tied to anything other than what I feel my worth is. And I love her for that. Like, she holds her collective accountable, because she holds herself accountable. And she's the only person that I know of personally, through watching and listening to her, who can articulate real life changes and the weight that it carries because of the work that you do with yourself. There's not a lot of examples out here. Not saying that there's not a lot of people doing it, but there's not a lot of examples, real time, real life examples of people living this type of life. So I feel that, my life is not straightforward. It's like a little like this, which is okay. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot because of it, and I'm teaching myself to continue to invest in myself, and it's working. One thing through all the experiences I've experienced within my 39 years of life, I have never regretted investing in myself. And those are the big changes that I have, those are the big choices that I have been making thus far. And I remind myself, when it feels too big, you won't regret this, because this is an investment in yourself. And there's grief in that as well, but I'm willing to experience the grief, and in order for me to meet myself again and again and again. So thank you for listening. I hope you got something from this message, and hold your vision and keep moving forward. Every step you take, that toe, that foot, that ankle is going to be your beacon of light for your next step. And you never know, sometimes when you take the very next step you take, the entire path may appear. And just know that maybe within yourself you may feel like, whoa, this is too much all at once. But you have to know that you're worthy of receiving the joy that has been presented to you. That's what this journey is about. How you're going to receive joy when it is presented to you. In every mistake, every failure, every experience there's a lesson in that for you to be able to receive the full joy that you are worthy of. So, have a good day.